You guys ever have one of those days where you're enjoying your weekly rewatch of the cinematic masterpiece Life is Rough, starring America's sweetheart Kyle Massey from the hit anime Cory in the House, when you suddenly realize that they're playing an N64 without a cartridge in the system, which not only deeply irritates you, but then sends you down a year-long rabbit hole of angrily compiling similar movie and TV show clips in order to angrily prove a point? Oh. Just me? It's always annoyed me seeing the way film and TV portray video games and the people that play them, because it often seems like they're created by people who have never touched a game in their entire lives.
Neema? Son, do you want to tell me what the hell you were doing with this thing? Huh?
Dad, that's just a memory card.
How many drugs you got downloaded on this thing, huh? Out with it!
That's not how that works.
What is on this card? I need to know you're clean, my little boy.
I don't know, Mario Sunshine?
Oh my god!
Metroid?
You used to be my little man!
I think I have, F-Zero.
Enough! I'm taking this away, and we're gonna talk about this later, okay? One more thing, son. Just a quick question. I have no idea what this is, but do you put it in your butt?
Yeah. I'm fully aware that a lot of what I have to say is super nitpicky, but I can't be the only one that's upset about this, right? Like, the sad part is, now that I'm actively looking for this stuff, I'm starting to notice it in practically everything I watch.
We don't just shoot bears, Chief, unless they make an unprovoked attack.
The missing cartridge thing is one of the least offensive ones, but my god does it happen often. It's such an easy thing for the props department to fix, but somehow it always gets overlooked. So we get lots of goofy scenes where actors pretend to be hardcore invested in a blank screen. This was more of an issue back in the day when consoles and handhelds had these big, fat, obvious cartridges sticking out of them. However, something that has never improved is the way actors play these games. I'm sure you guys have seen it before. This nonsense. No matter what game they're playing. It doesn't matter if it's a non-moving character creator in a single-player PC game, you better believe two actors will be somehow playing it multiplayer on third-party controllers, absolutely smothering them with their sweaty digits. Is that man being tased? Of course not. He's just playing a video game, and as you can see, a really physically demanding one. It's funny when we see Eddie Murphy playing games like this in Meet Dave because, well, he's supposed to be an alien, and that's part of the ha-ha funny joke. But it starts to get annoying when you realize that this is just the way actors play video games in everything. I can't even fully blame the actors because they're probably just doing whatever their directors tell them to do, directors who seem to think that every video game is the Button Mashers minigame from Mario Party. Cut. I don't know. I just think it needs to look more video gamey, if you know what I mean.
I mean, this is how a normal person would play this.
Quiet on set. Okay, this time let's try having you like convulse more, you know? Like maybe stick your tongue out the entire time so you look like really focused. And then we can maybe have you shout like random gamer phrases like new high score or, I'm gonna catch them all, something like that.
Are you being serious?
And action. More, give me more. I want to see those forehead veins. I don't hear gamer phrases. However, there are some people who I can blame, like the prop master for Pitch Perfect, who gave us an unbelievable scene where 4 girls are playing a single-player motion-controlled Kinect game using Xbox controllers and cell phones, while wearing 3D glasses. Either the man intended for this to be taken as a joke, or he's at home right now playing Street Fighter on the DK bongos and wondering why he keeps getting crossed up every match.
Fucking good, you piece of shit rat!
Now, sometimes a production can't get the rights to the modern game they wanted to use in their project. In this situation, you have 2 options. You can go the route of the show Atypical and just pretend you're playing something else.
Well, that's exactly what happens when you drop into Tilted Towers. I told everybody to land at Dusty Depot.
Or you can enter the bizarre world of fake video games, which more often than not look like hot diarrhea. This is when games that don't exist are created specifically for a movie or show. Captivating games like Desert Duty, Tactical Warfare, Urban Hellraisers, and ew.
Shut it off, get up.
Janus coin on the left.
I know, I got
Grab
it.
it.
I'm
Grab
trying.
it. Janus coin. Get the Janus coin.
I am. Shut up.
It's funny to imagine that these 2 characters are throwing away their entire lives for a game that looks like it belongs on addictinggames.com.
This is level 20, okay? This is the Kingdom of Galagar.
Now, occasionally this can be pulled off really well. In the show Cobra Kai, for example, there's a few scenes where a character is playing a sandbox-style game that actually looks pretty solid. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I found out that this was an actual game that existed. Another good example is the show Mythic Quest, a show that revolves around the production of an imaginary MMO game, and that one looks pretty damn good too. However, aside from a few special cases, the games they create usually look super outdated. Often they don't even play like games, more so just janky cutscenes that play out as actors slap every letter on the keyboard to pretend they're doing a video game. Oh shit, is that a fucking Janus coin? I also assume the people creating these shows are from an older generation because even when they use modern open world video games, they alter it in weird ways so it feels more like an old school game that their older audience will recognize. Be careful. careful. If Uncle Jimbo doesn't see a Super Mario-style level indicator on the top of the screen, he might think there's a little man living inside that television.
I don't get it. Where are the E-tanks?
Now, nothing is more guilty of this gamer hate crime than TV crime dramas. It's wild that these shows can be so consistently out of touch in the way they portray anything related to video games and the people that play them. I'm gonna assume most of the people watching this have already seen the Gamergate episode of Law & Order SVU.
Well, I read on Kotaku that it's better than Civ 5 with the Brave New World expansion pack.
You remember, don't you? The one where Ice-T shoots Logan Paul to death?
Oh, you camping back there?
The episode got a lot of criticism for being super out of touch with gaming culture and painted gamers as hyper-violent maniacs who couldn't tell the difference between fantasy and reality. Well, it turns out that's pretty common with these crime drama shows because a lot of them are just as cringy and unwatchable as this one.
Me and Jeff met online last year. He had the cutest avatar.
In the NBC show Life, there's an episode where 3 racially charged criminals attack a group of Persian people, killing 2 and kidnapping a third one named Amir, a seemingly innocent college student that likes to play video games. Now, obviously, I take that crime personally because, you know, I'm a gamer. The kidnappers refuse to release the hostage until they are wired the money from his supposed illegal drug business. After a long investigation, it turns out that Amir was hiding a secret drug-selling database inside of the game Prince of Persia, which can only be accessed after beating level 10. I can't think of a more efficient way of running your business than having to play several hours of a video game every single time you make a sale and want to update your spreadsheets. It's a good thing they have the resident gamer on the case.
You think you can get to level 10?
Detective, I'm 30 years old, I live with my mother, and I have a Captain Kirk costume in my closet.
Perhaps one of the most absurd crime drama stories by far, however, takes place in the CSI Miami episode titled Urban Hellraisers, where they take the idea that video games make people violent to a whole new level. I'm talking level 10. It revolves around the bank robberies committed by a group of hardcore gamers who are trying to recreate the actions committed in every level of the game Urban Hellraisers, which is basically just Grand Theft Auto if instead of being developed by Rockstar Games, it was developed by actual Rockstar Steven Tyler after Scrooge McDuck diving into a pile of delicious white snow. It looks bad, is what I'm getting at. Uh-oh, watch out, he's entered sniper mode. It's a very preachy episode that depicts gamers as bloodthirsty psychopaths who are so detached from reality that they now need to recreate their virtual crimes in real life in order to get their fix. Like, to the point where they're using counters during the robbery to add up the points for every person they kill. Very subtle, guys. Now, because these criminals are just trying to recreate what's happening in this video game, to catch them, you would imagine that you just need to look up a guide and see what's gonna happen in the other levels so you can go catch them before it happens. However, the person who wrote this episode doesn't play video games and didn't realize people could actually do that, so instead, they go directly to the man who wrote the game.
I'm gonna need a breakdown on your game.
I'd love to help, really. But if you want to know what's in the game, well, I suggest you play it.
So once again, in order to solve a case, they have to play video games because God forbid Horatio and his elite gang of detectives learn how to use Google. But here's the best part. At the end of the episode, after they catch and kill the rest of the criminals, they find out that the man who made the game had been trafficking weapons to the children who play these games and encouraging them to commit crimes as advertising for the game.
The gaming business is competitive. I needed an edge.
You're under arrest.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
According to these shows, anyone who's involved with video games in any capacity turns out to be a low-life basement dweller, a murderous psycho, or just diabolically evil. That is, unless you're playing the CSI Miami video game, of course, the game where you get to adopt and take care of your very own Horatio Kane.
More carrot. Too much carrot.
There you go. There's my stupid nitpicky rant on an issue that I don't think will be resolved anytime soon. But if you feel like you like the video, maybe consider subscribing. Hey, Dad, is everything all right? Oh.
Hey! What's up, champ?
Nothing. You know, just doing. You know. How about you though? What are you playing some Wii boxing?
Playing some Wii boxing, yeah. Your old man just working up a sweat. Yeah, just practicing the old 1, 2.
Excellent.
Oh! So anyways, I'm thinking of Sloppy Joe's tonight, huh? Let's get cooking.
Dad, we're going to the hospital, obviously.
Yeah, the secret ingredient is... Oh, dear Lord! Start the car.